You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Let me tell you that in 2025, we do have a new format for the League's Cup. Now, instead of the usual 29 and this year 30 MLS teams, there will only be 18 MLS teams, all 18 teams that were a part of the playoffs last year. And you're going to have all 18 teams from Liga MX joining the fray. So it's 36 teams in total. So you're going to have an East and a West, separated 9 teams in the East for the MLS, 9 teams in the West for the MLS, literally separated as they were playoff teams last year. And they will be playing against Liga MX teams only. Now, in the past, we had where MLS teams constantly played against each other. For example, Messi, when he made his debut against Cruz Azul in League's Cup 2 years ago, they played against Cruz Azul that first game. They didn't play any other Mexican team, although they won the championship that year. That is not the case this year. They will play only Liga MX teams. And the way it works is that every MLS team plays against 3 Liga MX teams. And at the end of what they're calling phase 1, after they play 3 games each, they will be compared or be put in standings all with their fellow leagues. So all the MLS teams will be in one standing, all Liga MX will be in another standing, and whoever the top 4 teams are will move on to the knockout stage. So that is right. Out of 18 teams in your league, only 4 will move on to the knockout stages. So it is possible that you win all 3 games, but you do not move on to the knockout stage. Now, if you're wondering what the tiebreakers are, well, this is phase 1. This is how the games work out. You're going to have Columbus, NYC, and NYCFC and Montreal playing against Leon, Pachuca, and I can't see who that other team is. You have Orlando, Miami, and Atlanta playing against Necaxa, Atlas, and Pumas. And I'm sure Jaime is going to correct me on how to pronounce that name later. And then this is the row of the games. This is phase 1. But again, only the top 4 teams move on. Now, in the case of a tie, the greater number of wins is the first tiebreaker. For example, if a team draws all 3 games, I'm sorry, and I forgot to mention that there are no ties. After 90 minutes, if you have a draw, you go to PKs. If you win the PKs, you get 2 points for that game. If you lose the PKs, you only get 1. Now, hypothetically, if you were to win 3 PKs, that means you got 3 draws and you won all PKs, you get 6 points. If another team won 2 games and lost the third, that means you also have 6 points. But because you won 2 games instead of drawing, that would be the tiebreaker. You move on. A little complicated, I know. The second tiebreaker would be goal differential. Third tiebreaker would be goals scored. Fourth, goals conceded. And the fifth and final tiebreaker would be fair play, which is basically just counts the yellow and red cards, whoever has the least amount. And then finally, once we have the top 4 teams, you will now move on to the knockout stage, in which the top team in Liga MX will play the 4th team in MLS. The first team in MLS will play the 4th team in Liga MX, so on and so forth. And you go on to the knockout stages. And now, even in the knockout stage, in the quarterfinals, you still have MLS versus Liga MX. You will not have an MLS team play another MLS team or Liga MX team play another Mexican team until the semifinal. Maybe they won't even play then, but that's the soonest that they could play against a team in their own league, and then you have the final. And of course, if you make it to the semifinal, whether you win or lose, if you lose, you do end up in the 3rd place game because the top 3 teams get a Champions Cup berth. If you win the League's Cup, you go straight to the round of 16 in the Champions Cup. And if you are the 2nd or 3rd place team, you go in much earlier, but you do get that Champions Cup bid. All right, now let me catch my breath because that was a lot. Let me take that off screen real quick. Let me go back here. All right, so now that we have the format out of the way, that is how the League's Cup format works here in 2025. And I am not here alone. I do have Jaime from Cantina MX to join me to talk about Liga MX because I'm honestly not well versed in the league. So I need a little help in giving you an official tissue preview. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Jaime.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to watch the rest of the Leagues Cup preview, please hit the link in the description below.